Hi Scorpio friends, family, and cross-watchers. Welcome to Bear's Touch Intuitive. Today is Monday, September 25th, and we are going to do a reading for reclamation, or bringing in the harvest. This full moon, this Friday, is the last supermoon of the year. I think there's been 4, and then it's also the harvest moon. I think it's also in Aries. I'm not like a astrologer or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's a full moon in Aries. So basically reaping the harvest this week and reclaiming anything like lost along the way. Scorpios, as transformative as we are, have a tendency to, like, I think, leave things behind or have to do these like reclamation rituals. We may also be prone to like cutting out too much in order to transform, and then having to like bring things back in, like kind of getting down to the soul bare basics of things, which is a little bit about why rather I'm called Bear's Touch Intuitive. There's a story, Connie's story about the bear, basically teaching somebody how to survive multiple ego deaths, and this brings this person like the original knowledge, which is like the ability to commune with spirits and plants and speak the truth from like the oversoul, essentially. Anyway, I felt drawn to say that. Reclamation for Scorpio today. I'm also feeling drawn to relay a story about, just a quick one, about how the scales of Libra in the celestial realm up in the stars, there's actually 2 stars named for North Claw and South Claw, because the scales of Libra used to be the claws of Scorpio, the scorpion in Scorpio, rather. The Queen of Fire reversed, and then the Counselor. The I think this is the Knight of Cups. Anyway, that's something to look into since we're in Libra season. The scales are Libra. Okay. 5 of Swords, removing the mask, and the 4 of Earth, or Pentacles. Okay. We're going to pull one more for this energy of reclamation, and then we'll clarify with the tarot. Interesting. This is your 10 of Pentacles, but it's reversed. Why? Okay. So the Queen of Fire is the Queen of Wands. She's reversed, coming out here. So maybe in the past you had some kind of difficulty accepting your own fire, your own like inner like soul, and had some difficulty expressing it or feeling like a sense of worthiness is what's coming through. With this, the Counselor, the 12 of Cups, in this deck it's the 12 of Cups, but it's the Knight, I think, equivalent. We'll double check. Might be. And the whales on either side. I'm getting another, this has come through for you before, but like another indication that sound healing might be really helpful to you, or something about speaking up, hearing music, being heard, and just the literal like resonance of the vibration of your vocal cords, or the vibration of the music that you're listening to can like do a lot to heal you. You might also be interested in looking into like chanting for your meditations, or listening to like nature sounds is what's coming through. Yeah, so this is the Knight of Cups, who's usually like an emotional, like a love offer. You may have recently been given a love offer or put a love offer out there. But what I'm actually seeing from this love offer coming in with this 5 of Swords here, the mask being removed, is, this is like a really beautiful card, by the way. I like love this card. 5 of Air in this deck, is that there's something you're not seeing, and this offer is going to remove the face of what's been hidden from you. The Counselor of Water, this one with the whales here, represents one who stands high, an elder, advisor, or wise man or woman whom the king or queen calls upon to discuss their feelings regarding a situation or experience of concern. She or he is someone who is trusted. They are a caring, compassionate person who will listen attentively, only interrupting the flow to ask a question if there is need. Once the tale is told, the counselor offers her thoughts in an objective manner. Her role is not to give instruction, but to present alternatives and insight that will help the seeker understand the thoughts and feelings that may be clouding their judgment. She's an empathetic person skilled at stepping outside of herself to look through the eyes of others. And by asking the right questions, she helps people come to their own conclusions about what feels right for them and how to proceed from that point. When the counselor appears in a reading, she symbolizes a need to be empathetic and objective when dealing with emotionally complex situations. If you can, look beyond the words being spoken to see the emotions behind them. If you cannot, the counselor asks that you seek out the wisdom of someone who can. If you act without taking this step of talking through what makes you reactive, you may become more confused. Okay, so you might actually be a counselor or coming into, like, maybe you've admitted some desire of your own to become a counselor, or maybe you're realizing that in your relationships with others, this is kind of the role that you play. Like, what came out in our reading last Friday was that, like, people project things onto you because you're kind of quiet, or like you're certain in your own way and you don't need to like speak up or be heard all the time. And some people do, you know, like if you've ever been to like some kind of, I was in a, what is it called? My goodness. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay. So like if you've ever been to like some sort of group conference or something, there's always somebody who needs to like speak up and be heard and bring up something that maybe isn't relevant just because they aren't heard like enough, or they just need that, you know. But you're surrounded, it seems like, by people who they identify your ability to like emphasize or resonate with their emotions. That's again this like these whales coming up with the resonance thing. And maybe they rely on you to be able to like talk to and like be heard. And you help them bring about their wishes and desires just by like being the kind of ear that they can like process these things on. But this is also you holding a mask. This is you not being seen. And I was actually like in a yoga retreat, and I was listening to, it was like an online retreat, like a lab, but I was listening to one of the teachers say that when we're holding space for others, it's us putting aside the need to be seen, like stepping into the role of a teacher, whether that be a yoga teacher or like a public school teacher or a counselor, somebody who holds space. It's like you're sacrificing that need to be seen, essentially, and that need to be heard, at least in that moment, in that space, in that time. Like, I went to a therapist once, like some years ago, and she was just telling me all about her divorce. It was the craziest thing. I was like, whoa, this is not okay. And it had happened like a decade prior, and I was like, this is... So mirroring is what's coming up here. Like, instead of mirroring for people, like instead of being like, oh yeah, I can identify with that, like because this happened to me, or the similar situation kind of resonates with that because of my situation, blah blah blah. Instead of mirroring in that way, you're literally just holding your tongue, holding space, and realizing like that you're in a place of mastery, and that place of mastery, being able to hold space for other people to like talk out their things or learn something new, or like battle with their demons, essentially. holding space like that for other people can be kind of lonely if you don't, you know, like if you're always holding space and you're not being seen, it can be kind of lonely. But so you're in this, coming in this stable energy of, this would be the Four of Pentacles in the tarot, but it's the Four of Earth in this deck. And this guy's got his horns, right? He's kind of, maybe with this Aries full moon, I'm thinking like of the ram, but this is actually like the bull, like more Taurus energy. This is the end of a cycle of eclipses in Taurus in October, I think. Some big 2.5-year cycle. So this may be coming to an end for you. And you're just holding space, and you're doing so with this energy of community. The bee in this card right now is representing to me community, because they all work together as a hive, right? Some hive mind stuff. So it's like you've exited out of your like form of needing to be seen, heard, felt. Like maybe you've gone through your Saturn returns, that's come up too, and you're willing to like hold the space and take the sacrifice essentially. And he's like got these little blood wounds and stuff, and he's definitely gotten a couple of like nicks along the way, like trying to build this archway. One thing I really love about this archway also is, I don't know if you've ever heard of a book called Pillars of the Earth, but it's this really excellent book about a church builder in medieval times, and the sort of like, he's sort of brilliant, and he comes across this way of like building arches that allows the pressure of these shapes to like make them more stable. So there's something about like the kind of pressure that you're applying and the shape that you're taking that's like creating stability here. Again, with the bee, also like the pentagon of the hive, I think it's a pentagon, yeah. It's like the perfect shape for leaving the least amount of extra space in between things. So it's like the perfect shape for building. Whatever you've come to at this point, you've created what feels like this perfect like foundation for moving on, which is really excellent. It's not the Four of Cups where, you know, in the Five of Cups, your cups are spilled over and you're kind of like leaving excess or having excess. You've reclaimed like your foundations. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles or Ten of Earth reversed, which is this woman who's removing a mask. And reversed, it's telling me that you're actually holding space for others to be allowed to remove their masks in the context of this reading. I get this feeling of kind of like disappointment a little bit, like it's not really the role you wanted to be stepping into. I'm not sure why I feel that. I feel like maybe there's something with this Queen of Fire reversed, like there's something that you haven't claimed yet. And I think what's standing out is these peacock feathers. And this cat with the butterflies. This cat with the butterflies. Like this card, there's something about I think, yeah, just wanting to be seen or heard, or like kind of like show off. There's some part of you that is being like left in the past, or needs to be reclaimed. Let's see here. What is this Queen of Fire reversed for Scorpios for this Reclamation reading today? All in all, I feel really, really good about this reading. I feel like you're the Knight of Cups reversed. Ooh, and then you have the Knight of Cups in the next reading. Yeah, it's like you didn't want to step into this role, or you don't feel like you're ready. Or you were maybe hoping that somebody else could like do that. And I think that's a mark of good leadership. Is it's like there's an element of like reluctance or not really feeling like you're qualified because you understand the responsibilities of that position, and you understand that there's like a good amount of weight there. I think something strange that occurs for us in our current culture is that somebody who's willing to step up to the plate a lot of the times does so because of like a sort of arrogance or like narcissism, rather than being willing to like bear the burden of a position of leadership, which is actually like more like in the King Arthur fashion. It's sort of self-sacrificial. If you've ever read one book I really like in the Arthurian tradition is T.H. White's The Once and Future King. Arthur has to give up a lot in order to be king, and that becomes his role. His leadership role is to sort of set aside like his deep desire for like love and union with Guinevere. He discovers that Guinevere and Lancelot are like having their affair, and because they're both dear to him, he decides like, well, if that's what you want, that's what you want, and I love you both still, and you go ahead. I have a kingdom to rule, and I'm gonna do that, and I still love you guys. And they're like relieved and also ashamed of their own actions because they just haven't met that level of mastery in themselves yet. And King Arthur, like, he becomes king because of his ability to master his human impulses in favor of the collective. Yeah, so we had the Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands coming out. What I'm getting from this Nine of Wands, clarifying this Queen of Fire reversed, and then the Five of Wands, is that you're wounded from having to set down, like, I think the hope of a love offer, or like realizing that you're gonna be that for somebody else. Why this Nine and this Five of Wands? We had the Five of Swords come out quite a lot in the last few weeks. Ten of Wands reversed. And it's so strange. This is so crazy. This is a lot of fire energy. Tempered by this counselor. It's like, in order to allow people to like work their stuff out by holding space, you're stepping into this sort of wounded warrior position, and this is actually allowing you to set down your burdens. It's allowing you to set down your burdens because you're stepping into authenticity. It's like you wanted to be this, but you're this and this instead. You're like more austere, but you also are covering like water, air, and earth here. So you're really having to temper the fire like within you. One more for this Queen of Fire reversed, and then we'll move on to this counselor. Oh my goodness. Okay, all this stuff. Eight of Swords reversed, Seven of Swords, the Empress, the Sun, Seven of Cups, King of Cups reversed, Ten of Pentacles reversed. So this is actually good. You've really weighed the options here. You undid the blindfold. You really went through it, and maybe whatever love offer did come your way, like you really weighed your options and decided like, I don't even want love right now. Like I don't even want anything to do with that at the moment. I'm still healing. That's too much work. Like I'm not in this playful energy right now. Like I'm healing, and I don't really want anything to do with this like field right now. You're taking off the blindfold. You're planting seeds for the future, or you're reaping your harvest. Again, harvest moon coming up. And then this is putting you in your Empress energy, which is really excellent. Like you have this full field of wheat here. You're reclined on your like chair out in the woods. There's water, there's trees. You've got your cushions, which is like, this is your first chakra, right? And then your second, your sacral, with the red and the orange, and then your heart chakra. So, and then willpower back here. Your willpower is aligned with the powers of nature, or like the powers that be. And this is bringing you sustenance. So you've literally set aside, I think like base desires. Not that base desires are bad, but like you're just in a place in your life where you're setting those aside in order to align with the powers that be and like step into this new manifestation. And this is bringing you a lot of options, and clarity, happiness, particularly perhaps about somebody, a King of Cups, somebody who was like not empathetic, or about why like people around you maybe come off as not being empathetic, or why you weren't cultivating a Ten of Pentacles. Like maybe it was, you have Ten of Pentacles reversed twice here with a King of Cups reversed. I almost want to say it's like you're not allowing yourself emotional fulfillment or material fulfillment for some reason. We'll get into it. We're gonna take these cards back. Okay, so why is the Counselor here for Scorpios today? The 12 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, come up a couple of times for you. The High Priestess reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Five of Pentacles. So, some sort of heavy feeling of like lack. Because you haven't been listening to your intuition and you haven't wanted to step into this new beginning. Or your intuition is telling you it's not time to step into this new beginning yet. And this is bringing you this sensation of being in lack. That is so strange. With the Ten of Wands reversed again. It's like you haven't wanted to pick up this burden. I think that's come through already like multiple times. Okay, I'm getting this weird like, what do you not want to reclaim? Like when you're reclaiming your energy, what is it that you're like? Five of Cups. Yeah, you never want to feel like you have put your energies towards something that is like wasted again. This could be like literal wasted, like, yeah, somebody who you were dealing with who like was intoxicated, you had to walk away. You never want to have to be in this position again of like walking away. And so you're not wanting to pick up the burdens of like dealing with other people's like their karma, picking up other people's karma. And so you, I think in your own life, like you've equated this picking up of other people's karma or tuning into their karma as like literally taking it on, whether those be friends, family, or lovers. And now it's like you're realizing that this is the way you've been doing it maybe isn't like good for you, right? Because you've been taking on other people's stuff. You're learning how to hold space without taking on other people's stuff. But it's like you've just come out of this phase of like healing and feeling kind of like rejected. Ooh, but yeah, okay. So the Star, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands reversed. So with the Seven of Pentacles and the Star, to clarify all this stuff, it's like taking the step of like accepting that you can hold space for other people without taking it on, or you are so like good at transmutation that you don't need to step into somebody's stuff in order to like be that reflection for them, not mirroring again like by relating to them, but holding space by like basically standing as the mirror. This is actually bringing you wish fulfillment, and it's bringing you emotional balance. It's bringing you into connection with your divine feminine, and these stars are recalling the Empress card that we pulled is bringing you into your Empress energy. You're being encouraged, this came through last week, you're being encouraged to look back on your past with empathy and understanding for the things that you went through, and for maybe the way that you treated yourself and others, however that was, because I think as really empathetic people, we can lose our boundaries and lose ourselves and really test the edges of like our energetic boundaries and get lost in them. And I think that's part of like Scorpio's role, right? Even just with that message coming through about the stars in Libra, like once belonging to the sign of Scorpio, it's like, and I've heard Scorpios described as like fire and water signs, right? We're fixed water, but our forms are like the scorpion and the eagle and the phoenix. And then, so the phoenix is birthed from fire, and scorpions can pretty much live like anywhere. So deserts and like jungles. So yeah, there's this energy of like losing boundaries, and then needing to like reclaim your core essence in this Four of Earth here. And like you're doing so by looking back on your situation with empathy and by claiming your wish fulfillment here, by taking off this mask of like, you're not helpless, you're not a victim, you're not like a lot of the things that you might have become in the past in order to understand and see things from other people's perspective. You're not that, you're not identifying with that or those incarnations. I want to hear, maybe you've lived like multiple lifetimes, like in this one lifetime here, put on multiple faces, multiple like careers, multiple hobbies. I don't know, maybe you're like a jack of all trades, but maybe you've had a lot of different friend groups or communities, and it's like you're now stepping into your truth. We have the Four of Pentacles to clarify the Four of Pentacles. That's so funny. You've really focused on your stability. This celebration with community here, reversed. 11-11 reversed. It's Four of Wands. You might be seeing 4-4-4. Again, with the Emperor here, 4-4-4. This Aries full moon, I think, is bringing you, like, you have the Emperor and the Empress in this read, into this space of, like, just, like, whole strength. Just, nothing's going to knock you off balance. Nothing's going to take you out of where you're going. But it's like you haven't really taken that step yet. And maybe this is just, like, no matter where you go, there you are, which comes through a lot. At one point, the Two of Wands here came through reverse, like while I was shuffling, and to me, that's what that card means, is no matter where you go, there you are. Like, you always have to be your own company, and you're establishing this within yourself. I think in holding space for other people also, like, one thing that happens when we're looking for validation in spaces or labels or other people or what it is that we do is like we're projecting some lost part of ourselves onto something outside of ourselves. And so this energy here is telling me that that you're able to hold space because no matter where you go, there you are. And it's like you've claimed, or you are claiming in this energy of reclamation here, like your core foundations. And no matter where you go, like that won't be taken from you or can't be taken from you at this point. Like you've been through too many transformations, like you've seen all the things fall away, all the extra spaces kind of like be let go, all the cords cut, and whatever comes back to you, it's like, you know what's coming, you know it's gonna stay there. So there's also this energy, we have the King of Pentacles and the Magician reverse, and this is telling me that you might be, especially with the Five of Pentacles back here at the end of or the beginning of this reading, is that you may be feeling like this is not going to bring you material satisfaction. I think there's this misconception that to be in the like humanitarian or social sciences is not materially rewarding in our culture. Like, you know, you either need to be in business or like tech, right? But this is not true for you. It's like you're not accepting your own power in the like 5D. There's some sort of separation between what you believe occurs in the 3D and what you believe in the 5D. Like whatever your belief system is about like manifestation or the law of attraction, or whether or not even there's a higher power. Like there's something here that needs to be addressed in order to bring material what is it? Okay, yeah. In order to bring material satisfaction for you. And it's literally that you don't need to like be anything else, do anything else. You're already in this hanged man position of like having made that sacrifice. And what's coming to my mind right now is this book I've mentioned a couple times on this channel. It's called Healing the Soul Wound by Eduardo Duran, and it's a trauma-informed psychotherapy for indigenous people, and it literally is related to like the loss of land or generational trauma from like losing this connection with spirit and community that occurred because of colonization. And it's a really good book, and it's pretty short if you want to check it out. This hangman is telling me like to give over, just in relation to that book, give over the sacrifices that you've made by being this kind of being that transforms and has given yourself over and over and over to all these situations to basically discover like different points of view. And it's like you've come at yourself from so many different angles just by going through these transformations, by being these different people, wearing these different masks, whether or not you wanted to, that this is how you found yourself. And this is a gift. A lot of people like don't, this is your wish fulfillment, whether or not you can see it yet. A lot of 33 on the timer, sorry. A lot of people don't ever get there. A lot of people don't ever feel that sense of like coming home to themselves. And part of I'm studying yoga right now, and part of the journey, or the point of the journey of yoga, is to realize that divinity in yourself, like you're not separate from the one. We are all one, we're all connected. And the word yoga means yoke, right? Yoke the spirit to the body, or the body to spirit. It's like the image that comes to mind regarding the tarot is the chariot, and it's like we're led by the divine because we are the divine and we're all connected. Anyway, this is telling me that like maybe you have a resentment. I know that I have felt this way in the past, like a resentment for the way that things appear to be in our world, how they work, like how, you know, if you're not in tech or business, like maybe you're not going to feel financially stable or whatever. But this is an illusion, is what this is telling me. This is like an illusion that you haven't accepted yet. Like you haven't addressed your bias about like this is the world, which is really interesting. And it's almost like feeling like the world is a certain way is like it's created this outcome for you of being this person who holds space for other people. It's like you haven't taken there's a step you haven't taken, or a way you haven't taken to come back to yourself, and that's to see people through a different lens, and to see the way things operate in our world like through a different lens, which is less jaded. Okay, that's what this is. This Four of Pentacles and this Emperor, like death reversed. Yeah, it's like you're undoing yourself. Knight of Swords reversed. There's something like I'm hearing like the universe has one more like incarnation to throw your way. This is the universe's last word, is giving you this new incarnation of like, I'm proving you wrong so that you can stop being so freaking jaded. Huh, okay. What is this? Death reverse, Knight of Swords, clarifying these Four of Pentacles for Scorpio here. This one wants to come out. Two of Cups reversed. It's literally related to your partnerships. What I'm hearing is division within yourself. Like you were required to become divided in yourself in order to like function in your community, in your society, in your school, in your what have you, your relationship. Like you felt like you were required to deny a part of yourself. And this is why you have this like jaded outlook on who people are, what people can be, what community and society is you haven't seen that other side of like a community or a society that can accept the full you, which happens a lot for us, right? for all people, I think. Like we're not always born into the family that's gonna see all the dimensions of us and accept them, and we're not always like born into the community that's gonna see all the dimensions of us and accept them. And like sometimes you got to move around to find those things, and sometimes you gotta like move around within yourself, however that works. Meditation is what I'm hearing, like moving around in your psychic space, like really accepting your own, I'm hearing like your own depths, and being able to understand that if you hold depths that way, other people are capable of doing that too. And maybe this sense of holding space for others makes you feel like an energy of like superiority, but part of the gift of mastery is to realize that you're always learning, and the more you know, the less you actually know or understand, right? Like sometimes knowing things just opens up more questions. And so you're sort of suspended in this, I've overcome a lot, but I have a lot to learn still. I'm a master of my craft, but there could always be more to learn, right? And the craft you're mastering right now is community, I think. Why is this Two of Cups reversed here with Death? The Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. Okay, yeah. It's learning how to speak your truth tactfully, and also knowing that you don't need to speak your truth in order to be seen. Also realizing, I think, that like you're seen by a process of like reflection or projection. So there's this idea that, you know, what we focus on we attract, like, and if you haven't done the shadow work, like your shadow is manifesting in your reality and you are being drawn to confront it, right? Jungian psychoanalysis kind of starts from that perspective. Like, we work through these archetypes, and these archetypes manifest in sign symbols and our material reality. Things come up in order for us to like work through what's inside of us, and then like some 90% of what it is we experience is projection or expectation that's been, you know, cultivated through our culture and our like preconceived notions of how things are supposed to be based on where we're raised and blah blah blah, right? So you're realizing that speaking out loud your own truth is actually, it's almost like it makes it untrue, if that makes any sense. It's almost like needing to say something to justify yourself or to explain yourself or to like to impress upon others what it is that you are invalidates that. It's like you're realizing that holding space for others' truths as a mirror is like giving you this ability to see what's projected onto you and what it is that you bring to the table. It's like you can encounter all these different communities, all these different people, all these different jobs, etc. And like each one has its own unique like vibe, or each person has its own unique, their own unique like way of like bringing something to the table. And you found in all of these different encounters there's a baseline, and that baseline is like your energy. And it just took all of these different like almost like a river flowing is what I'm hearing. It's like you found out that you're the river by feeling all the crevices that you've like flown through, and then recalling once you've reached the lake or the ocean, for instance, that you came from the top of a mountain. Like, these are all of your extensions and your manifestations. There's a baseline, and it's like the element of water. Like, you've discovered your element, and you're doing this by, yeah, just I'm hearing Pete the cat. That's this Queen of Fire reversed. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Pete the cat is a cartoon. He's like pretty musical. He doesn't say anything at all, like ever. He just goes around like listening to people and playing music, and that's kind of his jam. So this Queen of Fire with this cat on it is indicating to me that like you bring out your soul, your personality, your gem of intention to each situation. Not that you have to like be quiet or anything, but really by it's so hard to describe, and I think I've kind of beaten a dead horse here at this point, but it's like you realize that the good in the situations that you've come to that were like maybe previously negative or like change or whatever, as you leave, like you're healing that void space by recognizing it. Like your wounded healer energy and the Six of Cups reversed, it's like, and with the Two of Cups reversed, it's like you're bringing this understanding to yourself through seeing just the common thread in all of the 4408 on the timer and all of the manifestations you've been through in this lifetime. And I think it's more pleasant than you expect. That was us clarifying these two cards. So I'm going to spend just a little bit more time, 4422 on the timer, clarifying this last 10 of Cups reverse, 10 of Earth reverse. There's a lot about masks in this 5. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, you left everything behind that wasn't fulfilling you emotionally. Eclipse season is this October. This is Taurus. I think we mentioned this when this card came out. So something about this last eclipse Taurus season in October is going to be really healing for you and bring you like a really solid foundation. 4 and 8. Knight of Pentacles is like you starting something, you're moving really slowly. Maybe you feel like it's moving really slowly. But again, it's something solid. And here's that. I think these are fields in the background, but I always look at this as like a red river almost. This one wants to come out. Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah. Somebody may be coming through speaking their truth, or you're learning how to temper this sort of Queen of Swords energy in yourself. Like you've come out as Queen of Swords energy in some of the last readings that I've done, or in the recent past. And it's like the shadow side of this Queen of Swords walking away, like leaving what doesn't emotionally fulfill you behind, is this 4 of Earth here, like stable, strong inner masculine energy. Ooh, 10 of Swords, informed by what you've overcome. This is actually your strength right here. This is like a really good 10 of Swords because you've already been through that. It's already happened and you're just acknowledging, like, basically, ooh, what's that? Basically, like, what a baller you are for having gone through that. And Page of Cups. Cool. So you have Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Like, this is a new emotional beginning for you that's going to, I'm hearing, like, lead to stable business, whatever it is that you're, like, whatever business it is you're getting into, whether that be other people's. I'm hearing, like, you're in other people's business, but it might be this counselor thing is bringing stability for you, like, slowly but surely. Wheel of Fortune. You're going to be so fortunate. Yeah, this is the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. And then you are going to want to, like, participate in this community. These guys are practicing for battle. It's like you're going to help other people practice for their battles. By when you hold space for people, it's like, it's taking it out of the realm of, like, do or die, essentially. And it's taking these, like, these sharp swords of the 5 of Swords, like, in the, this is the battle for the field, like, this is mine kind of deal, to down to a level of, like, let's test this out before you, like, actually take it into the real world, if that makes any sense. I don't know. 10 of Pentacles reversed is Wheel of Fortune. I'm also hearing that the 10 of Pentacles reversed, clarified by the 10 in the major arcana, Wheel of Fortune, means that what you thought was your 10 of Pentacles being sacrificed here is actually, like, making room for a 10 of Pentacles that's, like, beyond your imagination, much larger than you, for one, but also, like, bringing in a much larger 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, and then that's clarified by a 9 of Pentacles sideways underneath this Queen of Fire reverse and the Counselor reverse. So I'm also hearing you thought your 10 of Pentacles was in partnership with another, but with that 2 of Cups reverse here and the 6 of Cups reverse, it's like your 10 of Pentacles might be more, like, acknowledging your own, this is, like, for me, this is, like, the singles reading card. Like, this is, like, you ultimately happy in yourself first, like, sailing your own ship, you know? Yeah, the Hermit. So if we're talking King Arthur vibes, it's like you're stepping into your Merlin phase, like, and Merlin has an interesting love story with Queen Mab. Queen Mab, she's like a woods witch. Like, she's Merlin's counterpart, and they meet, like, through lifetimes and through dimensions and stuff, and they love one another, but it's like they can't be together because they both have, like, spiritual or, like, larger than themselves, like, obligations to, like, keep things in the balance. but they've also transcended I think they've also transcended like the idea of needing to be together, if that makes sense. It's like when they come together, it's all in divine timing, and they're appreciative of that when it happens. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, it's like you're stepping into this next level, like you're good on your own and you're happy for when those connections are made, when and if they are. Anything else for Scorpios here? This one wants to. Seven of Pentacles again. Again, you're reaping what you've sown. You're reaping a good harvest. You're waiting for your seeds to grow into something you can like consume. And this is bringing your King of Pentacles. You better believe it, which is also like community. You're going to be in community with others, celebrating. No matter where you go, there you are. And that's the truth. I really like to end with like the Ace of Swords in a reading like this. Archangel Michael coming through. I don't know if you work with the Archangels, 5105 on the timer. But Archangel Michael's coming through with like a major truth for you, which is just that I think you're way more equipped than you knew before. And you're kind of in this, like, I think maybe it's been hard for you to accept that you're able to hold space for other people. I think maybe you didn't think well enough of yourself, which has come up in your readings before, to be able to do that. All right. This is a really beautiful reading. I just want to end off with, like, one oracle card from this shaman's oracle deck. One nice, ooh, thunder. Feel the thunder. Oh. Your birthday might be the 5th, 11th, or the 6th. Really pretty card there. The essence of thunder. Legend speaks of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn that when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released, their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything. Both awesome and frightening when thunder arrives, it is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. The invitation. When thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big, dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is the time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you'll need now more than ever, are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. Woo! So, Scorpios, if you are experiencing that energy of like feeling jaded and something like that makes you like, no thanks, I'm good, I just want to stay in my Four of Pentacles, like I'm done with transformations, please stop, universe. This is like, this is the universe just telling you like it's providing for you in a way that's going to undo the foundations of like your jaded spirit, and bring death reversed came up, bring like a version of you like you didn't even imagine you could become, in a really good way. So just know that whatever you're holding on to is from a foundation of like the trials that you had to go through, in order to get to this place of like being a powerful person and being self-fulfilled and like coming home to yourself. And the release that you're experiencing is a genuine release. It's letting go of all that pain, all of that BS, all that stuff you went through in order to welcome in your thunder and like meet your destiny. And you're going to be able to let go of that that jaded feeling. Maybe you're really going to help other people. 54 on the timer. All right, Scorpios, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please remember, to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to book a reading with me, I have many options on my Etsy, linked in the description box below. My personals are 25% off right now. So I hope you're all going to have a lovely week. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.